Tonight on Obscured Reality, join us as we drop into the Camp Wilson military base in 29 Palms, California, and take a look at the interesting lights seen over this base. Is this a true UAP event, or does our government really know what this is? Come along with us and find out. Sit down, sit back, relax, and join us on our journey through Obscured Reality.
Welcome to another episode of Obscured Reality. Join your hosts, Mark and Stephanie, as they take you through a journey of the extraordinary, bizarre, and often frightening world of the unknown. Explore topics of the paranormal, UFOs, alien abduction, lost civilizations, mythical monsters, and other unexplained mysteries. Come along with us as we transcend into another dimension of obscured reality.
Welcome back to Obscured Reality. I'm your host, Mark. Joining me again tonight, your co-host, Stevie. How's it going?
Hello, it's going great. Great.
Oh, man, we took a little break, guys. You're never going to know, but it was much needed and not wanted.
Yeah.
We got a short one for you guys tonight. Stevie, you know what it's about. I don't know if you've actually seen it yet, though. So
I don't believe so.
We'll find out. You guys out there, I think a lot of you are gonna recognize this video. It's a recent one, but before we do. We didn't do all the introductions. I heard we have a friend joining us tonight.
We have a new resident guest of mine. This is Mushroom.
Mushroom.
Mushroom. He is my
kind of looks more like an
rescue.
alien.
He kind of does. He kind of looks like a gray. But this is my little rescue guy. He is currently going to groom me.
I've never seen a possum I'd say is cute.
He is adorable. He's actually cleaning him like me. This is Possum's way of showing like love. Oh, yeah. They're like, oh. And then he's going to go groom. No, they're actually very clean animals.
It's
very
disgust.
Clean.
He's saying you're dirty and you're touching me. So
probably. He's probably like, mother, stop touching me. But no, they're actually incredibly clean animals, and they don't get rabies because their body temperature is too low to support the virus. They eat over 5,000 ticks a year, and their closest relative is actually a kangaroo, despite looking like a rat.
Well, I had pet rats when I was a kid, and I'll tell you, I mean, that thing reminds me of them, and I'll tell you, like, I don't know how that thing is, but rats, if you get them as a baby, and preferably females, they're like the best pets ever. They're like miniature dogs that don't make noise, super smart. The first one I ever had, because my one of my teachers, she had rats in the classroom in a cage, and we'd play with them. They're friendly, all this stuff. So we wound up getting one from pet store, got a female, got him as a baby, and she was great at night before I'd go to bed. I was really young. This is elementary school. Before I go to bed, I'd be out in the living room with the parents watching TV, and my rat, her cage was on the floor. So I'd leave the door open on the cage until I went to bed, and she'd just chill out, do whatever. And we'd be out there like on the couch eating popcorn or something, and I'd call her. I'd make little like kissy noises, like that, and give her like a minute, and she'd come cruising down the hallway out into the living room. She'd climb up the couch, and she knew, she'd see we had the popcorn bowl, so she'd stick her head in, grab a piece, take it back to my room and hide it, and just keep doing that. But super smart.
Oh my God,
super smart.
They're actually great. Really intelligent as well. What you just saw with him rubbing his face on me, that's called slubbing. That's actually their way of showing affection. Not because I'm dirty, but because look, that right there is slubbing. But no, they actually in memory tests have shown to be just as intelligent as dogs and cats in memory tests.
Interesting.
I know. I'm so excited to watch this little dude grow up. They only last he only lasts like 2 to 4 years in captivity. So
Mm,
I know. This is the
eh,
first time he's like hardcore slept me. He's kissed me before,
yeah.
but he hasn't done the head thing before. I'm so glad this is on camera because this is like his first like true shine of affection. But
Yeah,
so
he's
we'll
having a
put him
good time.
away. Oh
Yeah.
my god, actually cries when I put him down. He bonded with me like immediately,
Yeah.
unintentionally. I had
Good
no
luck with that.
intentions of keeping him, and then when I put him in the cage that I was going to keep him in until I could call the rescue, he started screaming like the same scream they make for like their moms. Like,
Yeah.
watch, if I put him down, he's
I mean, there's not
oh,
really
he
a
might.
mark. There's not really a market for possums. So
No, come here,
anywhere you
baby.
take them, they're gonna probably kill them.
No, there we
You
do have a
know.
lot of rescues in the area, but
Yeah, you think they'd keep a possum till full term? No one's going
oh,
in there looking for
absolutely.
one,
Yeah. No,
right?
I know of a really great rescue who would have probably have kept him and then released
Yeah.
him, but the problem is that he bonded, so he would be a permanent. And I'd
Sounds like
rather
you're making
them
excuses for yourself to keep it.
possibly. Well, I just figured that since he's non-releasable because he already bonded to humans,
Yeah.
I will save her the spot in her rescue, and I will hand raise this one so that she can rescue one that truly does need her help.
Yeah. So was there no other possums, babies, or
Mm-mm.
parents
Nope.
hanging
Sometimes
around? Did you
possums
look?
fall off. No, he was actually under my
Yeah.
car. Well, I didn't get him. The lady downstairs found him in the middle of the day under my car. Possums
Yeah.
actually fall off their moms pretty like often,
Yeah.
and mom doesn't come back because she doesn't know.
Yeah. And your neighbor was like,
Oh,
I know a weirdo that would take this thing. I'd probably take him too.
yeah. I mean, how could you not? How could you not? Like,
Only as
look
a
at this
baby.
face.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
People
not
call him
gonna.
ugly and scary, but they just don't understand.
Well, it's
All
when
right.
they're older. They stop when you see them. They're always walking on walls. You light them up or get near them, they just stop and freeze, and it gets kind of like
I think it's
you
so
get a little
funny.
weirded out.
It's it's honestly the funniest defense mechanism. They're like, "Oh shit, pass out." Like that's literally their defense mechanism is to
Yeah.
pass out. Like I don't know why anyone like I get why they think that they're scary and ugly, but really they're one of the best things for our environment and keeping like Lyme disease under control and same thing with like other gross insects.
Yeah.
So there.
Well,
That's mushroom.
I wonder if there's any mushrooms or possums in 29 Palms, California. I bet you
Probably not,
there
because
is.
there ain't a damn thing there outside of the military. And heat and sun and hotness and hell.
Well, there's more in 29 Palms than just military. But speaking of military, there is a
Mostly.
military base. It's called Camp Wilson.
Hmm.
You heard of it?
I have. I
Yeah.
mean, we lived very close to there.
All
Not
you
very,
guys
but.
out there, you know what I'm getting at. We
Hmm.
just caught it in the news. Unfortunately, we took an semi unscheduled break, but came out like a week or so ago, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, the UFO UAP that was caught on camera on video by military personnel on the ground over the military base in 29 Palms, California, Camp Wilson. Um, this happened in 2021, though. However, they somehow got it now. Cell phone video. Kind of interesting. So we'll go through some of the details, show you the video. Have you seen the video yet, Stevie?
I have not.
Okay. You're.
I have heard of said instance, have not seen video of said instance.
You're gonna like it. Let me. I got the picture right here. Also, cool. Um, there's also a picture. Some people went through a lot of different type of editing with it, just adjusting exposure, a few other things to try and make things out.
A little
um,
easier, yeah.
yeah, so we'll get into that in a minute. I'll get into the story real quick. I believe I grabbed this from Fox News. The video is, but I'm not 100% on the article. I think it was Fox News, but I just took the pieces out that were important here. So, again, Camp Wilson, which is in 29 Palms. So, basically, what the article stated was a possible UFO, a possible UFO with flashing lights, was filmed over a U.S. Marine base in 2021. This is California. But the government claims it was a training exercise. Now, I need
That's
to
what they
stop right
always
there.
say.
Yeah, the first three words, a possible UFO. This again goes to the whole idea of what is a UFO.
Mm,
So, and what's been attached to the acronym UFO.
yep.
People hear
Little.
UFO, they think aliens and
Yep.
discs and triangles, whatever.
Yeah.
Right, but they think
Little
aliens,
green
right?
men. Little gray
And
men.
yeah, in articles when they word it like that, doesn't help anything because it
Mm-mm.
helps kind of keep a negative stigma attached to it,
Mm-hmm.
a possible UFO. Well, these guys didn't know what it was. So it wasn't a possible UFO. It was a real
Was a
UFO.
UFO.
Something
Yeah.
in the sky. They didn't know what it was. Doesn't mean it's
Mm-hmm.
fucking alien. So I just want to point that out because I, I I always hear shit worded
They
like
should have
that.
used UAP
Oh,
technically,
they can use
but
UFO, but say a UFO
UFO
with
the
flashing lights.
connotation with it. Yeah, but
Yeah, well,
technically it's a UAP. But whatever, tit for
well
that.
they should help fix that because they've
Mm-hmm.
helped make that over the decades. So
You would
no
think,
no comment.
right?
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
um so we all know Jeremy Corbell. He's the investigative journalist, film and documentary filmmaker. He's the guy who did the documentary on
Mm-hmm.
Bob Lazar. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they had interviewed him. They have video on him. I didn't pull too much out of that because it's kind of pointless. But he said it was described to him by witnesses at Camp Wilson in 29 Palms as a large, silent, and hovering triangular shaped craft. Okay. Now, there's a lady named Susan Goff. She's a spokesperson for the Department of Defense. Um, Most of you guys out there have probably heard of the Black Vault. John Greenwald Jr. runs the Black Vault. You can catch him on YouTube. I highly recommend checking him out. Um, he has a website as well. Now, what he's done, if you're not aware of him, Stevie, he, over the decades, he started doing this a long time ago. He's like a FOIA whore, Freedom of Information Act whore. And I mean that positively. He looks into a lot of different things, especially these types of things.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really good guy. He's not a bullshitter. He's very open, honest, and detailed.
Mm-hmm.
And he is probably, I'd say, an expert on FOIA requests because he knows what he's doing. He knows how to get them done quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the verbiage to use
Mm-hmm.
to get what he's looking for,
Right.
assuming they'll even give it to him. But he has had a lot of correspondence with a lady named Susan Goff, who's the spokesperson for the DoD.
Mm-hmm.
Susan Goff told Fox News Digital that a training course was going on at the time, and the Pentagon's office that tracks UAPs, a government derived acronym that means UFO, doesn't have any record of this incident. So, that could possibly tell you a few different things. She said a training course was going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She also said they did not have any record of the incident. It was over a goddamn military base. And maybe these guys on the ground that actually saw it didn't report it, but my guess is they know exactly what the fuck it was, or at least knew it was there. I'm sure they had it on radar somewhere, right? They're at a military
Yeah.
base. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, well, what's she trying to do here? I mean, we could conjecture on this all night, but there's some iffy things in here. Because earlier up, in the article, they said the government claims it was a training exercise. But Sue Goff said they have no record of the incident and that there was a training course. So you'd think they'd at least be able to look at that and say, it's nothing abnormal. We know
Mhm.
what it is, or we have an idea, but we're not going to tell you. Of course, they're not going to do that. So she said, quote, I can confirm that there were military aviation assets in the 29 Palms, California airspace, and a weapons and tactics instructor course was being conducted at the time, she said in an email. So she is
Okay.
admitting they had stuff in there and ground. Quote, there's no record of communication with the base range control concerning a UAP sighting. nor of the allocation of any base resources to investigate a UAP sighting. ARROW, which is the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, one of these new groups that's been formed in the government to study this crap.
That is one heck of a long name.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. ARROW does not have a record of this alleged event and cannot verify the authenticity of the report. The sighting was seen from Camp Wilson, which is a 998 square mile installation at the southern tip of San Bernardino County in the Mojave Desert,
Mm.
making it the largest Marine Corps base in the world. Most of
That's
the
freaking
base is set aside
huge.
for
Holy
training.
shit.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit, that's a
Mm-hmm.
big fucking place.
In videos that were released, voices can be heard asking what the object is. Another voice is heard saying, "We got aliens." Now I'm going to show you the video, guys. There is audio. I'm not going to play the audio. If you want to see the full thing, if you want this will be most of the full thing. But if you want to hear the audio, look it up. Just Google 29 Palms UFO. You guys probably already seen it. Now the context in which this guy was saying we got aliens, you just hear the dudes in the background on this military base talking about the thing. What the hell is that? That's one guy clearly sounds like he knows what's going on, or not knows what's going on, but knows his stuff. And he's like, that's not anything we have again that we know of.
Right.
But then this guy just pops off. Oh, we got aliens. He's kind of like joking around. He
Yeah.
wasn't seriously like. That's how I took it. But
So
even though ARROW doesn't have a record of the incident, according to Goff, it highlights what Jeremy Corbell, and lawmakers have said is a glaring oversight in reporting potential UFO sightings. So she's saying if it did happen, which it clearly did, she's just pointing out the fact that a lot of things don't get reported, but they should. So
I feel like that's a statement that is a very general one when it comes to reporting things in general from anybody to the government.
Oh yeah.
That things don't get reported. Like,
yep.
That's such a blanket statement. Holy crap.
Well, and I would expect, these are all military guys on duty at the base. They're not going to say shit. So after the April 19th UFO hearing in front of the Senate Armed Services Subcommittee on Emerging Threats and Capabilities, Senator Mark Warner, Virginia, Marco Rubio, Florida, wrote a 5-bullet point letter to the DoD, which was obtained by Fox Digital. One of the arguments was the lack of a secure way for potential UFO witnesses to safely come forward and share their stories.
Oh.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know why the hell I left that in there, because I'm pretty sure I didn't. And there's something that I thought was there that is not there.
Uh-oh. Copy and pasted the wrong part of the article?
No. I went through this thing. There was a specific detail that I wanted that I had read. And, this detail might have actually, that's probably why. It might have been in the interview with Jeremy Corbell, because he goes through this one. And these military guys said it didn't take long. And some what seemed to be military assets went after the thing. Including aircraft.
What was the type of training that they were supposedly doing that night?
Wait. What do you mean by supposedly?
So there was...
let's see.
I mean, according to the government, it was, a training operation going on. Now...
Well, she didn't say that that's what this was. She's just saying we had assets in the air. So that kind of goes to another...
What other part did she say about it, though? Like, outside of, we had assets in the air. Like, what...
Yeah, she said that a training course was going on at that time.
But did she say what type of training? Like, was it just...
She said, I can confirm that there were military aviation assets in the 29 Palms, California airspace, and a weapons and tactics instructor course was being conducted at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's not stating that that is or is not what they saw. She's just saying, look, I'm being
She's
honest with you
yeah.
guys. We had something in the area.
Mm.
Now, given that it also came out that all these guys saw some type of what appeared to be military assets go after this thing, that's very interesting. Is that what Sugoff is referring to? Or is Sugoff actually referring to this UAP? Or is Sugoff just referring to something different but
The
completely
way
normal? We
the
don't
way
know.
I hear it is that she is confirming like, yeah, we had planes in the sky. However, when you say like tactic training,
Yeah.
and supposedly object in sky chased away by aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
That right there could be, something that they would do in training. But the thing is, though, I'm not in the military, never been in the military, don't know the military. Would
Yeah.
they actually do trainings like that over their base? But like if it's the largest marine base, I would also assume that not everybody on base is going to know when a particular unit is doing a training,
You're right. Of
so
course. Well,
but then again, would they actually do the training over the base or would they do it away from the base? Like, I don't
yeah.
know. I can't answer that.
Well,
But I mean,
it depends
her
what it is.
explanation of why they had planes in the air kind of matches the story. Like, it would give
Yeah.
it a more realistic, like, oh yeah, yeah, this is what happened. Like,
Well,
it's a very easy playoff
yeah. Here's a
because we're
couple
civilians
more.
and we don't know.
Yeah, here's a couple more details. So at least 50 Marines saw
Mm.
this thing, and it lasted for about 10 minutes before it vanished without a trace. I'm looking for this stuff I saw. This happened between 8:24 and 8:30 is when they shot the video. But
So,
I'm
was
oh,
it daylight or was it still like, was it dark? Like, what time of year was it?
it was dark.
It was dark.
It
Okay,
was
because
dark.
8:30
Yeah.
can mean a couple different things depending.
Not here.
Really?
Where you're at? Yeah, not here.
What?
No, it's not light at 8:30 ever. I mean, at the time change, when it's getting light, when it's staying light late, um, it's
What
not
time is your
8:30.
sundown? Like,
I don't know, man. I gotta look it up.
that's wild. It's like it gets to the
Right,
point where it's like 9:30 and it's like, God damn, sun, go away already.
not out here. Fuck no. Thank
Wow.
God. That's that's one of the things when we come back there to visit.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I hate. It's like we're going to bed and it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it's like
Sun's still out,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
And then the sun is
Um,
like, hey, it's 5 a.m. Wake the fuck up.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
Um, so
Good old
there is another
Midwest.
video. I guess I don't think
Oh,
that's this one. But there's another video that the troops recorded shooting a flare into the sky in an attempt to illuminate the object.
that was smart. How
However,
well did that go?
before they could fully illuminate the black triangle, it
Mm.
vanished without a trace.
So they scared it
Um,
off. Nice. Okay. Is that
yeah.
when it got chased? Okay, so it just vanished
I don't
without a
know when
trace.
that got chased. Those are the
Okay.
details I'm trying to find.
Okay, cool.
Oh, right here. So soon, this is from the dailymail.co.uk, guys. Look it up. Soon after the encounter, Marines said dozens of trucks and multiple helicopters rushed to that area of the base with choppers flying overhead until around 11:30 p.m. that night. Witnesses' estimates of the unidentified object's size ranged from the size of a stealth bomber, which has a wingspan of 172 feet, to approximately half the length of a football field. And there was some throwback to the Phoenix Lights. It's kind of reminiscent of that.
Mhm.
But you know what? Fuck
I
it.
want to
Let's
see
pull
this
up the video. Yep.
Finally, now I can like make a real true judgment. Like I'm just trying to imagine this shit, give my opinion on what I
Yeah.
assume, but now
Yep.
I can stop assuming and stop making an ass of myself.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and pull it up. And I'm going to pause it at the end, but let's watch it real quick. And it is dark out, but the video, cell phone video makes it appear darker than it is. But I'll show
It's
you a
not
picture in a minute.
terrible. Yeah, they really.
Okay,
Oh,
so that's the picture. I'm going to pull that back up in a minute. So give it a minute here to get through. I will pull that picture back up for you. We'll zoom in, take a look. So this is where I want to pause it. So for, forget the time, some of this stuff. Illumination rounds were discharged above the UAP craft.
Above.
Um,
Okay.
UAP was reported to blink out or disappear. So that's pretty much it on it. I'll just play through the rest there. But now I'm gonna
The
pull up a picture.
Mojave Triangle. Sounds like the Bermuda Triangle, but the Mojave Triangle.
Yeah. So this is that picture you just saw, but this is just still not in the video. And look at that. Wouldn't you know it? It really does appear to be a goddamn object. And this isn't like you're seeing it with your eyes and you see 5 or 6 lights in some type of formation in your brain automatically fills in the blank space as an object.
There
This
is
is
a
this is
fucking
very
shadow
clear.
line.
This is very clear there's something there.
It looks like there's a goddamn tail on it too.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just saying, but it could also just be the pixelation. But there are shadow lines.
I see what you're talking about, which is that little triangle at the rear.
I was so about to point to it.
I wouldn't.
Fucking stupid.
I wouldn't. Just because if you look at a lot of that noise that's in there, all that noise you see, that's the shit I cut out of my photos easily. That could very well just be that couple pieces right next to each other. Who knows?
Assuming.
Who knows?
But
so I mean, to me,
it looks like a stingray in the sky.
Yeah, it looks pretty clear that there is something there. Definitely. Now, what that thing is, who the hell knows? Now, these guys got a good view of it. They could. The cell phone video appears darker than it really appeared to them, to the naked eye. They could see that there was an object there. So that's why people were doing what you see here, because these guys were saying there was definitely something there. So that's the 29 Palms Camp Wilson UAP that just came out, but it happened in 2021. Pretty interesting. Now, obviously, you can draw some things from this, like some similarities. Phoenix Lights. I mean, it's almost identical. What the fuck is that noise, man? You got.
I have ADHD, and I am
focus.
tapping. I'm tapping.
It kind of reminds you of Phoenix Lights, and there's other incidents. There's one over, I think, some guy, Kevin Day. I think it's Kevin Day. He was working on a military ship out in the middle of nowhere. And
what ocean?
I don't know. I want to say Pacific, but I'm not positive. I'll find that story. We have it in the lineup somewhere.
Got you.
And some things happened, and he went up on deck. I guess they were, at the time, there was 2 battleships, and what they were, or 2 ships, and what they were doing was one of them was like a resupply ship. It was the ship that carries all the extra shit for all these other ships, food, water, all that stuff, right?
Right.
So they were doing the transfer. What the transfer is, they hook up some cables ship to ship. They get kind of close. They shoot some cables across, boom, with one of those guns, like a flare gun, right, but bigger. And they hook up these goddamn cables, and then they wheel over these huge things of supplies, right?
That's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe what happened was some alarms went off. It wasn't they thought it might have been a test. I don't know. But basically, like an emergency alarm. And when that happens, they cut what they're doing. So whatever's hanging there drops. They lose it. They cut the lines. The ships separate as quick as they can. He said when that happened, that is what happened. And he went up to one of the higher decks, somewhere that was outside, and he looked up. He was waiting. And he said he got the instinct to look up, and he looked up and he saw this gigantic black triangle cruise right over them, completely fucking silent, low, and just off in the distance, and then kind of angled up and
Was
flew away.
gone. That
Yeah, and you hear this guy in the interview.
mm,
He's not bullshitting.
mhm.
He's not lying. I'd put my life on it.
That
And yeah, there's lots of
is
stories.
kinda nerve-wracking to be in the middle of nowhere and just
Yeah,
have those
well,
alarms go off like that. That would
it might have been during some type of wartime situation.
got you. But still, you're a
Yeah,
literal, like, needle in a haystack, like, that would
yeah.
that'd be
Well,
it's unsettling. That's what I have
there's
to say, that's unsettling.
there's also some rumors that have been
Oh,
out there
baby. Okay.
for a decade, 2 decades of possibly some gigantic blimp type craft that the military might actually have, possibly out in the Nevada Test and Training Range where Area 51 is. The NTTR, Nevada Test and Training Range, is huge.
Blimp?
It's a miniature fucking state. Maybe, I don't know if you could call it a blimp or not, but there's rumor that that is a real thing, and it makes
Hmm,
me wonder if some of this stuff is that, because these triangle things, we never really hear of these particular UAPs shooting off at a high rate of speed,
right.
right? It's always the other types of UAPs, but these ones usually seem to be much slower. And you think about Phoenix Lights.
Mm,
Phoenix Lights came down from the northwestern portion of, God, what state was it? Phoenix, Arizona. Good job, Mark. Northwestern part of Arizona, down to the southeast portion. So like a diagonal through the state. And then it went down south of there. It was spotted once or twice.
I believe you said
And
in
it was
Mexico.
spotted in Mexico as
Yeah.
well. The first sighting of it, though, came from, it was Nevada, and I believe it was Henderson. And
Mm,
when you draw the line on the map, which we did in a previous show,
mhm,
uh, it goes right to the NTTR, which is directly above Las Vegas. That's where Area 51 resides. So
mhm.
that thing never really appeared to move that fast. However, the amount of time it did take it to traverse the entire state
Was not much.
wasn't, I don't think the time matched up with what you see with the Phoenix Lights. So it would tell me that at the points people did not see it,
Mhm.
something else was going on. It was moving quick. But, who knows? I mean, this is the picture. You can clearly see there's something there.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of what is it. So I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts? What do you think? I'll give you mine, but curious what you think on this.
Um,
This happened in 2021.
there's something there. There is
Yeah.
100% something there. The fact that it was chased off according to the accounts and then like helicopters and trucks all were in that area afterwards definitely
Yeah.
says that it
Suggests
was suggests
that
yes
it wasn't
that
theirs.
it wasn't ours. Yeah,
But could also suggest that maybe it is ours, and maybe they were having testing whatever it
exactly,
was,
because
and there
like
was
what
some
she
type of
said,
issue, and
yeah,
they thought it was going to go down. Of course, they're going to send
very
a
true.
ton of guys there
Right,
ASAP.
right. I mean, there's a lot of explanations and reasonings, but there's definitely something there. That's for sure. I would
Yeah,
like it to suggest that it was aliens, and I want to personally believe that it was
of
aliens.
course, yeah.
But her explanation for what happened was a little too good, and that upsets me because
She did not explain what
well, she
happened.
didn't explain, but her
She confirmed that they
that
had assets in the area at the time. She
yeah.
did not confirm that what was seen here
Oh no,
was
that's what I'm
part of
saying.
any exercise.
That's what I'm saying is that the only thing she
Okay.
confirmed and explained was that yes, we had things in the air. That's all. That's all she said. But the fact that she said that it was like a training exercise or however she phrased it
Mm-hmm.
explains like that's what I'm trying to say is that it explains any type of what you have heard about it like a way too well. And it's like, man, it's like they had that just like waiting in the wings. Like, hey, if this happens, this is what we're gonna say. Like,
Right.
two kids who like are like, oh shit, let's get a story from
Yeah.
mom.
I mean, unfortunately, they're at a point, they have been for a long time, and it's way worse now. We've said it before. We'll say it again because it's relevant.
Mm,
They're at a point in history where Nobody trusts them. Anything they say, they could come out tomorrow and tell you exactly what the shit is.
Mhm.
No one's it doesn't matter if they say it's aliens, doesn't matter if they say it's theirs. Nobody's going to believe this shit
Mhm.
unless they provide proof. And even when they provide proof, people are still going to question it because we've been lied to too
Oh,
much
Jesus,
about
yes.
numerous things, not just this.
Yeah.
And they've been studying these things for decades. We've somewhat known that, and it just comes out now through Lou Elizondo
Mhm.
that he ran the group and they were studying it at least for a short period of time. And then through him, he met someone else who was running the program before him.
Mhm.
And it was a shock to Elizondo. He was like, "What? I thought we were the first ones." He's like, "No,
Mhm.
it was going on before you too." And it
Yeah.
just proves they've been lying this whole time.
Though
So
there's so many things that we can point out that the government has lied to us about. But either way, like I there's definitely something there. I want to believe that it's
yeah,
alien. I really truly do. I truly
yeah,
do. Just because like the seeing shadow lines on that is just far more definitive than I've seen in other pictures. So
yeah.
it
It's
just
clear
it's
there's
like
something there. There's
yeah.
no denying there's something
Oh,
there.
not at all. Not at all
But
denying. As to what
and
it
the
is,
yeah, and they
can't
know what they're
say.
looking at. Well, they know what they're not looking at,
Mm,
which they do mention in the video. You hear the guys talking. They're like, "Those are
it's not one of
not fucking
ours.
flares." they
Mhm,
they know. My guess, I don't know that I have a guess. I mean, it's unidentified, right? We don't know what the
mhm,
fuck that thing is. It's really hard for me to not say that there might be a very high likelihood that it is some type of military asset
mhm,
or something that the government slash military knows about at least, whether it's theirs or not.
mhm,
And who knows? I mean, maybe they have some new type of device they send up that's massive and they use it for training. So these guys go out and do whatever I don't fucking know, man. None of it makes sense.
I
The
mean,
only thing that makes sense is something's going on.
yeah,
It's clear.
I mean, it's the largest marine base. Like, there's probably a lot of things going on that nobody else knows about, considering not like, different
Yeah.
types of clearance. But again, civilian. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah.
Never been on a base outside of like Fort Carson, simply because I worked for a landscaping company in Colorado Springs, and we did like a couple of like stuff things there. But
Yeah.
other than that, never
Stuff
been on
things.
base. Stuff things, yeah. Stuff. We did some stuff. We did some things. Mowed some
Yeah.
grass. Watched
Yeah.
people
Well.
run and run and run and just be like, glad that's not me. But other than
hmm
that, I have like no history of like military base life. So I wouldn't know.
Right. You're not one of those out
Nope.
there dating all the military dudes.
No, I get them after the military, apparently.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Not a damn thing because I don't have to watch them leave for a tour. So.
I'm just looking up some pictures. I'm seeing if there's any other pictures of this thing. And there's not. I mean, it's all the same stuff for the most
Mm,
part. But
hmm hmm,
yeah, definitely interesting. I mean, my mind has to go to first that it's probably ours, just because it's over military base,
hmm,
as a
hmm,
lot of these are. But it also didn't move in any unexplainable fashion. It's just the size of it, the
hmm.
shape of it was unexplainable.
And the fact that it
And
was like hovering.
yeah, and we have rumors of, like I said, some type of giant triangle shaped something, might be some type of blimp balloon type
Mm.
deal. So, who knows? Not saying it is or isn't, but, we got to go where the evidence takes us.
Yeah, my brain wants to like just my heart really wants to say it's aliens, but the brain agrees with you.
I would love for it to be truly life from somewhere else or from under the ocean, that's alien life to
Mm.
us, right?
Mhm.
And I would love that because I think something like that is the change that people need right now. It's been a long time feeling of mine that as the last 1 to 2 decades have passed, it, it just felt that people are getting closer and closer to this type of tipping point, this point of being fed up and wanting a change, possibly a boredom type deal, and this would definitely change that.
Yes. I feel
But
like our need to communicate to aliens is just our version of the Victorians trying to communicate with the dead out of boredom. It's just like
yeah,
another thing to attempt
speaking
to
of the
do.
dead, speaking of the dead folks, the buried nun for 4 years, we'll be hitting that one up soon, and interesting. I got to find some other stuff on that because
Yes.
interesting. But
Oh, there, man, that's a rabbit hole. When I started looking into like what I thought I knew, holy shit.
yeah, I need to see how many cases of this has happened outside of the church and what the
Normally,
possibilities
people just
are.
don't unbury their dead, though. So I feel like that's going
Well,
to be a
there's a
hard case study to find.
I know, I'm sure, but I mean, they did say that they had an expert come on. They did say that 4 years it was a basic wooden coffin. Part of the coffin had even
It
collapsed in and
deteriorated.
hit the
Yeah, and it hit
head
the head. Yeah.
and broke some stuff, the eye socket
Hmm.
or whatever. And he said, if nothing else, I would have highly expected it to be somewhat partially decomposed. He said, maybe not down to the bone, but it would have been
Somewhat.
somewhat
Yeah.
decomposed,
Been 4
you know.
years.
But everyone, who the fuck knows? We'll get there in a week or so.
The waxiness of her, like, is also very. Oh God, I have so
that
many opinions about
that
this.
was
It's just
weird.
strange.
That was weird. And when
Yes.
the portion of the coffin fell in, it
Mhm.
hit and broke something around the eye. It
Mm.
mentioned, I don't know if it was eye socket or what, but it was basically the eye. And
Yeah.
they said that someone did make some type of wax cover for it. So that may account for part of that. But I noticed that
The
as well because it was also on the
hands.
hands.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It also
maybe she just had a really fatty food lifestyle. I don't
it
know.
makes me wonder if there was just something in her because of diet or
That's
whatever
what I'm
that
thinking. Yeah.
came out differently. I mean, who the hell knows?
God, that's actually what they used to say about people who dealt with spontaneous human combustion, was it was because of their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
that's another rabbit hole I have fallen down, is spontaneous human combustion. It is,
text it over. We'll put it on the
whew,
list.
man. You know what? I
uh,
might just make that the next one. I'm gonna kick my last idea to the curb, and I'm gonna fall back down that rabbit hole because it is a deep one.
yeah.
Oh
Well,
God.
that's it for tonight. Unless you got anything to add to this,
Nope.
I'm just waiting to see what comes
Just
out. And so like, share, subscribe, right? Do it.
yes.
Comment down below. We want to. I mean, we already had one person comment. One person. That's a milestone for us at this point. But it was a very helpful comment. We were able to update something.
Mhm.
If you like what we're doing, you want to see something change, something you want to something different, let us know.
Yeah.
If you have a personal story of your own, shoot that over to our email, obscuredr1@gmail.com. Type story in the subject line. If you have a personal story of your own, look back at some of our earlier episodes. We've shared some personal stories.
Mhm.
I know I've shared quite a few. Whether you believe it's something otherworldly, whether you believe it's from here, doesn't matter. Shoot it over. We'll tell your story on here. If we can get you on the air at some point, we'll do that. Not a
Mhm.
problem. Um, something about a bell.
Yes. Don't forget to hit that bell so you get the notifications every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, every new episode that drops. Also, now we can
I
say
know
to
where you're going.
like our Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram pages.
Yeah, we have that now.
Yeah.
Nothing
Wow.
on there yet, but we're
We have a couple posts on Facebook.
editing takes time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So give us some time on that, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
start doing stuff.
You can always
but
drop us a line there as well.
but yeah, if nothing else on the Facebook, I mean, hit us up, comments. Obviously, some or a lot of you may know out there. Those are going to be seen a lot quicker than YouTube comments.
Like, share, comment, subscribe over there.
Yeah, but we get notifications when there's a comment made through YouTube. So either way is fine. With that, I think we're gonna call it a night. Let's say goodbye to Mushroom Head over there. Where's he at? Is that a boy or girl?
It's a boy.
Let's see. There he is.
Good night, Mushroom. He said he woke me up.
Oh, you didn't have to wake him up.
Boy. It's okay. He's nocturnal. He needs to wake up and eat. So.
Oh yeah, nocturnal sucks. For humans.
Yeah. Well, he lives in a cat carrier right now until his like permanent cage comes in. It's like a 4-story gerbil cage. No, it's not gerbil. Yeah. It's a 4-story fucking rat cage. It's gonna be huge. And that
same thing.
And there he goes.
Do.
Yep. I
nice
just don't want to squish him. Yes. Yeah, once that comes in.
Could tell you what you could do with him. I mean, there's an easy spot he'd probably love to go. I'm not going to say it right now, but I mean, you put a little like tiny towel, something for him to cuddle up, and he'd probably just sit there and chill.
He actually cuddles up on top of my shoulder. He'll just like slump straight across my shoulder, and he's under my shirt. Sometimes he'll like it there. Yep. His favorite place of all time is actually the top of my head. Like when he becomes a 16-pound possum,
it's a nest.
It's not gonna happen. No, he just like hangs on to it. Like I guess it reminds him of mom, or like he really likes the smell of my hair. Maybe, I don't know, but that's his favorite spot. He gets really shitty when I tell him no.
Don't we all? All right. Well, with that, Mushroom says like, share, subscribe, and peace out, folks. Catch you next time.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check back with us often for new episodes. Feel free to drop a comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Obscured Reality.